Well, welcome back, and pardon that off-air hitch right there. But now in studio, we are joined by Ghanaian actor Majid Michel. A lot of people call him Michael, so I had to correct that. Majid Michel, Ghanaian born to a Lebanese father and Ghanaian mother. Thank you for joining us. And his director as well is here. That is Pascal Amanfo. Thank you so much for joining us both. The Ghanaian movie industry is big, you know, no doubt about that. But you've been here for how many days now, or how many hours?
2 days now.
2 days.
Yes.
How do you find Kenya?
Incredible.
Yeah?
I love the weather.
Just the weather?
It's not like that. It's not like that where we come from. Not just the weather.
Okay, it's very humid in Accra, I should say. But, well, welcome to Kenya. It's good to have you. What brings you here?
Pascal, why are we here?
What brings you to Kenya, that is? Yeah.
We're here for the Youth Megafest conference. Yeah, happening at the Nairobi Gospel Assembly Church, hosted by the amazing Bishop Alistair TV. Yeah, so we're here for that today and tomorrow. So amazing Christian youth conference actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the House of Transformation. So we are hoping that people will, you know, people see Majid and see me, of course, and they attribute a measure of success to him. So we want to share with people exactly what brings the success, that it all starts with God, and the place of God in our lives, and how important He is, and how, you know, irreplaceable God is. All
right. Is there a movie attached to this visit, or it's just, you know, something totally different?
Solely Youth Megafest.
Okay, Youth Megafest. All right. So you have acted quite a number of movies, yeah? I think every year you probably do act, I don't know, over 10 movies, is it? Yeah? 5?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
All right, 5. And, you know, you have such a huge fan base, not just in Africa, but even outside of the continent. But what would you say were some of the best messages or advice you got from whoever it is you look up to get to where you are today?
Growing up, I just had this, you know, passion for films, especially action movies, watching Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I always wanted to be in a movie with a gun, and I wanted to kill people and jump off helicopters, and yeah, and so I just found myself watching most interviews concerning these actors I liked, and things they talked about, and the passion they had and everything. And I'll say divinity chose me into this career. It was just a hidden passion inside of me that from birth I already had, and I discovered it, and that's what has brought me here. Okay.
Well, I noticed you having vocal cord disorders, yeah? Is this something you've had for some time? Is it part of, you know, have you been working too hard? Where is it coming from?
Vocal cord disorders?
Yeah.
Who gave you
imbalance,
that? Who gave you that medical term?
Sort of. Well, I don't know. That's what I tend to read out of how you're speaking.
No, it has nothing to do with my throat.
Yeah?
I just strain my voice a lot, usually when we're filming. If you realize most of my movies, you see, and so usually when I'm about to do a long talk, or I'm about to do a talk to people, I save the voice a while before I talk, and that's just it.
Okay. No. Well, all right. Let's talk about the film industry in Ghana, or the movie industry in Ghana. You've won so many awards as well in Ghana and in Nigeria. But how would you say the movie industry is? How would you evaluate it in Ghana?
They're a group of individuals coming together. We don't have any support from the government or from some big entity saying we're going to support you guys. No. The movie industry started, and it still is, from individual pocket money. We coming together and saying, let's make a film. And let's put a couple of friends together and let's make this happen. And in our small studio, we edit the films, and then by God's grace, we have no idea how from that little studio these movies go all over the world.
Wow.
Yes.
So you have been invited as well to act outside of Africa. Tell us about that.
No.
You haven't been?
I have been invited, but I haven't accepted.
Why?
Because I'm very much drawn to script, I'm very much drawn to story and who I'm playing with. And if I read a script and I don't connect with it, I don't do it.
Okay. What does it take for you to connect with a script, a movie script?
It's just very personal and individual. Everyone has his own personal reasons why, and when I read it, I'm picturing myself, I'm seeing the character I'm playing, and it's just baseline seeing the pictures in your head. And if these pictures don't fit and you don't see yourself doing it, you won't feel yourself attached to the script. It's just a natural thing that happens. You just feel a disconnection that, no, this is not for me.
All right. And how long would it take you to, get your scripts right?
Oh, instantly.
A day?
Instantly.
Instantly?
Yeah, immediately. No, you mean to memorize?
Do you memorize sometimes?
You need to memorize.
All right. And that takes a few hours.
Especially if you're supposed to be playing the ones I hate the most is when I have to play a profession like a lawyer or maybe a pilot, and you need to use the terminologies and all the things. No, I don't like that at all.
Okay. So Pascal is a director as well. He writes scripts for you.
Yeah.
He understands your personality, would you say?
Yes.
Yeah?
The most people I trust, the only person I trust is the director on the set. And if I don't know the director, it's a big problem for me as well. Sometimes I need to actually see his movies before I can accept through the film.
All right. Pascal, I should say the fact that you write scripts for him, you're possibly one of the greatest writers in West Africa, or maybe even Africa. But what storylines do you think sell the most for movies in Ghana, in West Africa, across Africa, you think?
Yeah, it's difficult to say because they deal with most topical issues. Very high-spiced drama, exaggerated if you like. But sometimes the challenge is always finding the balance between what's very commercial and what's very creative as a director. So it's difficult to place a finger on what story will sell the most. But I think generally, once you're along the lines of drama, love, romance, bit of comedy, yes, a bit of that, yes, always does the magic and trick. Whether you're going to cinema or you're doing straight DVD sales, it always works out, which way you go. But yes, drama, spice of comedy, and of course love, that you can overemphasize that,
Okay.
That always does.
So when we were introduced to Nollywood movies, before we got into Gollywood, is it Gollywood, yeah?
Yeah, Golly, yeah.
Yes,
Bollywood, yeah. We had movies like Suicide Mission, where we used to see people being minimized into bottles.
Yes.
And we kind of got the feeling that there's so much black magic in Nigeria. Then when Gollywood came in, it changed the script. It started giving us the love stories and things like that. But then we got to realize that maybe Nigeria could be doing more of black magic movies, or witchcraft for that matter. And Ghana, is there a difference in perception as well in the receivership of these movies in these two countries?
No, personally, I think a movie is a slice of life. And a director, actually, when you see a film, you realize who the director is and what he likes and the script he chose to make and why he's doing it with all interest. So it just tells a little bit of the personality of the person who's making the film. And I believe maybe during that time, the kind of directors that were around, these were their personalities, and this is what they love to do, and this is what they liked. So it just so happens that these were the movies coming out at the time. And then it just so happens again that just during that time, the directors in Ghana had these personalities and decided to make these kind of films.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's not really that big. And it's funny because it's just a few directors making these films and few producers making these films, especially in Ghana, just about 2 producers.
All right.
It's not like we had 100 of them at the same time making films.
All right. What does the future of the movie industry look like for you? 10 years' time, people have called you the James Bond of Africa. Some people have called you the Nicolas Cage. It depends on how people perceive your character. But what does it look like for you 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
I think that depends. That's dependent on us. That's dependent on how it started and where we're taking it to and how we want to involve it. So I think it's our decision to decide what happens in 10 years. And it's based purely on how we improve what we already have and how we bring things together and maintain it. Is a thing, and it'll really be us. and no one else. So the prediction will really be if we don't lose interest and we're still interested in film, then I think it'll be great in 5 years or 10 years time.
All right. Pascal, are we going to see sci-fi movies in Africa, you know, writing scripts for them as well? Kind of movies like X-Men and things like that?
I always say
that Majid would be interested in acting.
But which is more real? Which is more real to Africans? A very wicked stepmother or Spider-Man on the streets of Nairobi? I don't know which is more real. I think people, we do stories people relate to. I don't know, sci-fi movie, aliens coming to invade.
Yeah, like maybe we are going to invade the rest of the world.
We'll see. We'll see who put the money into that.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this edition. Majid Michel, Ghanaian actor, one of the award-winning actors. I forgot to ask you about John DeMello, but my director is telling me I'm out of time. But yes, he is one of the most popular actors we have on the continent today. And his director, who is a freelance director, Pascal Amanfo. Thank you all for joining us. We'll now take a short break. When we return, we're going to be talking animation and everything to do with the Nikon event that is coming up, so you don't want to miss out on that. Innovation is driving entertainment as well, so look out for that coming up shortly. Meantime, DJ Lee, give us something. Yeah?
Sensational entertainment. Lee the DJ. Hey, Tom. Nasikia bado kuna marapa wamestick kwa Scifi zangu ni kutoa soundtrack za sci-fi waresh wenyu nimeogeuza free wifi